Yeah. So let me share my screen. Let's start method. So what do you mean by method? What is method?
It's the behavior.
Yes. So this is a method, right? Now we'll close the class. So why we use method? What is method? So see, method is a properties on of an any object. See, my definition of method is delegation of task, delegation of responsibility. This is non-technical definition. Delegation of responsibility. That is called method. Let's say you have to cook a food for 10 people, right? You want to do cooking for 10 people. So you want to make, like, let's say bread, chapati, rice, vegetables, some gravy items. These all things you have to prepare, correct? So you want to prepare those items. So if you prepare alone, if you cook alone, is it going to take a longer time? Let's
Yes,
say
sir.
if you are cooking food for 10 people alone, definitely it will take a lot of time, correct? Effort, correct? So if you will hire some person, let's say you have hired some person, let's say Chandan, and you have distributed your task, you have delegated your work to me, boss, you go and cook chapati. You have had some Assis you have had, you told him you just prepare some gravy item, right? You had some, what you say, Vinod, who has joined now? Vinod, what Vinodini. So if you are saying, okay, you cook sambar, something, or dal, whatever. So what you are doing here? You are delegating your responsibilities. Whatever the task allotted to you for 10 people, now this work. So whenever you will shout Chandan, Chandan will provide you chapati. If you will shout Assis means gravy item, right? He will give. Vinodini, sambar or dal, whatever. So if tomorrow 20 people will come, 30 people will come, then you don't have to do all the things alone. Simply you call these guys, he will provide you the output and it will give you, and you can finish your job within a specific time. Your performance will be good, right? So that's why method means delegation of responsibility or distribution of your task, right? So programmatically, methods means it exhibits the behavior and properties of a object or class, okay, by completing their task. So method is nothing but it is a process of, you can say, it is a process of an object to exhibit, spelling you can correct, exhibit the properties and behavior. So see, this is my student class, this is my object here, and using so, it is what it doing, it is showing the behavior of a student, it is showing the student's data. Students data, I can fetch here the students data USN and name. So displaying the behavior and fetching the information of the student object class, right? Is it clear? And inside this, you can write your own logic, right? Within this context. Now, what is the use of defining a method in the class? The main purpose of defining a method is reusability, like application. What is the main purpose? Reusability. So if you are working in any development team or testing team, you have to develop some methods on daily basis which should be reusable. Anyone can use. Today, Bonnie has developed one method. Let's say click on login button. Tomorrow, let's say Ashish or Vinodni or Narsimha or whoever, Prasanti, whoever is joining that team, now he has to develop a method for add to cart, right? So what he will do to develop add to cart method, he must log into the application. So what he will do, he can use the Bonnie's method, which is developed as a click on login button. So that's why it's reusing. Anyone can reuse your function, your method, procedure, whatever, and reliability will be very, very much good. Performance will be very much good, and like a short period of time, we can complete a lot of tasks using methods. Okay, understood or not? Reusability, extendable. Like tomorrow, you can extend that. You can add some more logic into that, and others can also use. It should be in centralized place somewhere. Practically, when you are working in a framework or somewhere. So reusability, extendability, these areas we definitely write a method to perform a task. So here you can define a lot of methods based on your requirement. You can reuse it. Now, there are two types of method. Actually, two types. One is returning type. Another one is non-returning type. Returning type, one is non-returning type. Okay. What do you mean by returning type? Which returns some data or you can say output, which returns output to the caller method. Who is caller? Caller means who is calling that method. You can say caller, who is calling that method, who is calling, or from where it is called, right? That is called caller. Non-returning type, which does not return anything to caller method, which does not return anything or nothing, you can say nothing to caller. Okay, is it okay? Right. Now, based on non-returning and returning and non-returning also, returning and non-returning, also two types. One is argumented method. Another one is non-argumented. Okay, one is argumented, another one is non-argumented. So what do you mean by argument? Argument means actual parameter. Parameter enclosed with this small bracket. So let's say if there is a method called play. So in this, if you are writing some value, 10, name, whatever, right? Some value again. So this is called actual parameter or argument, method with argument. Non-argumented means without argument, without actual value, without actual parameters, without actual parameter. Now, syntax for defining method. How can we define a method? So here, syntax is, first you should write modifiers. Then here you should write returning, or non-returning. Here you should write method name. And you should give the enclosed bracket, start with, surrounded with left flower bracket and ending with right flower bracket. And here, this part is called body of the method, surrounded by this left and right curly braces. This is called body of the method, body of the method. Or inside the body of the method, we can write all, you can use our logic code, right? So now I am telling you modifiers, returning, non-returning type. So here, what do you mean by modifiers? So this is optional. You can write also, you cannot write also. Optional. It's not mandatory. Means without modifiers, like example, let's say example, public, protected, private. This is three modifiers actually. Default is a scope, not modifier. So this is optional because you don't know now. I didn't teach you modifiers, so it's okay, optional. You can write also, you don't write also, as per our requirement. So because as we don't know, so we will not be writing modifiers. But here it is a syntax, we can write modifiers. Now returning and non-returning type means you know already, right? So returning, first check returning. Returning means which returns some data. So what are returning type? You can define all predefined data type or class type. You can write as a returning type. Okay, like you can say all predefined data types. You can make before method name. You can write int, float, long, whatever, based on that, all that boolean, everything you can write it. And class type, whatever the class you are using, that it can return the class name, like class type also. Class type, what it can return? It can return the object, or it can return the address of that class, reference. So this argumented method, no, this is also called pass by value. This is also called pass by value. Okay. Now returning, but it is mandatory. If you are defining returning type, then it is mandatory. You must write this. It is mandatory. It is mandatory. You must write this. While defining a returning type of method, it is mandatory. The spelling you can correct later. So returning type you must give if you are defining a returning type method. Non-returning type is only void. Non-return type is only void. Only void. If void means it does not return anything. It is also mandatory. So here I have written, I think so. Non-return which does not return anything to caller, and that is void. Void. So void does not return anything, and it is mandatory to write. It is mandatory to write. Okay. Then you give the method name. Method name, it can be anything, any name, any user-defined name. User-defined name. Okay. So these things you should take care. So let's say I am first going to teach you non-returning method. So anything like modifiers, if you want to write. But because I didn't teach you, you should not write. But I am writing with modifiers now just to show you. And here returning non-returning type, what we can use? Non-returning type. Non-returning type, what we can use? What we can write?
Void.
Void. Right? And here you give the method name. Anything, let's say I am writing get data. One method name, anything. You can give method name, can be anything, and I can surround it. So it does not return anything. And here you can write your logic inside the method body. So this is called method definition. Definition means with signature. What is signature? This is the signature. Public, void, these all are the signature. Here modifiers is also there. You people, you should not use modifiers now because I didn't teach you. And it's optional. See, even if we will not write also, this will not throw me any error. Just to show you as per the syntax, this is the now, is it okay for you? Now just see non-return type. It is little bit important. How you can define? So modifiers you can give or you cannot give. Here you can write any data type. Let's say int. I
So now
want to create a method.
This is
Yes.
returning type, right? Heading.
This is returning type, typo. So here you can write any data type. Let's say I'm going to create a method which should return me an integer result. The result should be in integer format. So I should declare the returning type as an integer. And see, this non-returning type can be without argument, with argument also. So while defining a method, if you are writing int x, int y, this is called formal parameters. This is called formal parameters. So x and y are formal parameters. If it is argumented, x and y are formal parameters. And from where you will call, let's say I am calling from main. So while calling, let's say I have given 10, 20. So this is called actual argument or actual parameter. Same back. Now see, I'm going to return some integer data. So I am creating one public int get data. And here I am writing int x, int y. Let's say this method or sum, it is going to add two numbers. I'm writing sum, two number like this. So here it should return. So while returning, it should return what? Same type. It should return, see, always compatibility should be there. What is the returning type is here you have written. It should, this argument, this parameter should be compatible with this returning type. So that we should take care. So here the main important part is while returning, we must use here return keyword. Return keyword, return the result, whatever result you are, or you can return like this also, expression also. Either you return result or expression. Here, give semicolon. So I am commenting this. And here you can return, either you can return x plus y, or you can return here, you can write a code int anything, sum equal to x plus y. And you can return this sum, right? Or you can return x plus y also as expression also. Like this also you can return. But at a time only one. If sum, then sum or x plus y, any one thing. So in returning type, return key must be used. Return is a keyword, predefined one. It must be used at the end of a statement. At the end of statement means at the end of method logic. So it like here, if you write here return top, then it will throw error. After this, these lines will be ignored. It will not be called. So it will tell you return key statement is not reachable, something like that. So it should be the end of line. Return keyword should be the end of. Here it will throw error. Okay, it must be at the end. Understood? Is it clear for everyone or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just 1 second. Yes, so let's start with the examples now. Let's start the main method. Let's say this is a main class. Yeah. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. So here. Yeah. Let's close this. Now, so this is your class. So I am writing this non-returning method. So here, this is our USN, and here /t if you will give, it will give the default 2 spaces in between. It's a just tab /tab. So here, see, this is one method. So from where, first of all, to load this class, you have to create an object. And now you have to call this method. You have to call this method. So how to call, you know, reference variable, dot operator, and the method name. So from where you are calling? From where you are calling? This show method, from where you are calling or invoking this method? From where?
Main method.
Yeah, so main method is a caller method actually. Caller, he is the caller. From here, in means within this context you are calling. So main is a caller. From here you are calling this. Understood? So method you are calling. So this so method, he is performing some task. Let's say here. So he is performing some task. It is adding two numbers, but it is not giving back to the caller. That is non-returning type. Understood? Means from here only, the line number 16 to 20 only, the codes are getting executed. The results are within this context only. From here, control will come here and it will execute his own code here itself. It is not returning back anything to main. Means here it is actually not printing the result. He is just calling. Understood? Yeah. He's just calling. He's not returning. This show method is not returning anything to the caller from where it called. Right? So that is called non-returning type. Here, not getting any output, outcomes, you can say, from called method. So, okay. Now, this is non-returning type and non-argumented. Non-returning type and non-argumented method. See, there is no argument inside this. Can you see that? Or no parameters. Now, you can define one more method which is non-argumented with parameters. So, void, let's say the student is playing. number of players, let's say int number of player and string name, right? So here this is argumented, non-returning argumented method. So here let's say I want to display something. Number of players. Just I want to, here I will write this. Number of player. Yeah. Here, name. Now this is non-returning argumented method. So actually here if you see number of player and name is called formal parameters or formal arguments. This is terminology, that's it. And while calling, here let's say 11 player are there and name is, let's say, game name is football. Okay, so see this 11, this is argumented method. Eleven and football is are actual parameter or argument. Okay, is it clear? And it is not returning anything to the caller. You can see here. Now go and save this program. Yes. Where I have created?
Method concept.
Yeah. No error. And see this video. See. See, this data is getting executed within the method only, not inside main method. It is getting executed within that method where it called. That's why I've written inside plain, inside so. Can you see that? Is it clear?
Yes.
This is non-argument, non-returning and non-argumented. Is it okay? This is okay or not?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Now, here, if you go returning type, let's say I am defining one method. Let's say I am going to create one method which should add two numbers, or I am going to write a logic like any number you throw, it will check whether the number is even number or not. Correct? Or any two numbers you pass, it will add that number. So let's start with simple. Let's say I'm writing int add two numbers. So whoever want to add two numbers, just call this method. It will give the result of two numbers by adding it. So I'm writing int num1, int num2. Here, what I will do, int sum equal to, I will write num1 plus num2, and here I will write return because it should return integer type. So here I will write return sum because the result is stored in some variable. Sum. So what will happen? Now this is returning from here. The result, he is doing some logic calculation and it is returning back this data, the result, to the caller method. So from where you call, you store this. So first of all, you write st dot add to num method, pass any number, whatever you want to pass it. Let's say I am writing 20 or 200 and 300, something I am passing, right? So actually from here, num1, 200 plus 300, 500, it will return to the caller. Now from here, 500 will come and this line of piece of code will replace with 500. This will replace with 500. Now how can you print this 500 here? So you should also have a same type of data type which should store this 500. So here you can write int result equal to this one, and then you write this. Inside main, addition of two number is equal to, just write this result. See, can you see that? So this is returning type. So here what will happen? It will do the calculation of two numbers, num1, num2. It will give you here the output will be 500. This 500 from here, it is getting returned to the caller, to the main method. And here 500, right side 500 will come. And that 500 will get stored into this variable, which is a type of integer, and just print this result. Okay. And it will give you the output. See here? Is something I missed out? Right curly braces down. Yeah. No error. And here you see inside main addition of two number is 500. Can you see that? Can you see or not?
Yes.
Right. Let's say one more you define. Let's say Boolean, this time Boolean. Boolean is, let's say, element present. Okay. I am just writing one method is element present. And here I am taking the result, let's say string element. Here I am writing string this is expected. Let's say string actual element equal to something I am writing. Let's say hello, or let's say Java, right? And here I will write a code. If just you whomever not under if this element dot, there is a equals method inside a string, don't worry, dot equals of actual element, I will return true. Just I am returning true. Else return false. So here I will call this method. I am
There is
passed.
syntax error.
Sorry,
Syntax error in the if statement.
syntax error in the.
If statement.
Okay, yeah, because of the semicolon.
Yes, and then one more arrow, one more bracket.
Okay, not an issue. Anyway, our compiler is there. It will check.
And
Good,
okay.
good. In the beginning you catch. It's okay. Good, very good. So here, just call this st dot is element present, and here you pass. Here also you pass Java. This is actual array. So whatever element you are passing, that our code, this method should compare that. Just I am giving you template like that. Actual value will always come from the application. Okay. But here I have hard coded the value, actual element. That's it. That's the difference to make you understand, like Boolean type also, how can we make it? So Java, so from there you are passing here Java, right? And actual element is also Java. So if element dot equals to the actual element, then I will return, this method will return true, and it will say element is present, and here else it will return false. So here just store into Boolean type, Boolean, and I am writing is element, any name you can write, is element equal or something equal to this one, and just print this. Here inside main, element is present and equal, or you can write expected and actual element are equal to, just pass this. So it will tell whether the elements are equal or not equal, and present elements are present or not. So here just go and run this. And see here inside main, expected and actual elements are equal true. So these are like that. We can develop a reusable method. Now anyone who want to compare their expected string with the actual data, they can simply call this method from any class. Just they will create an object of that class and they can call this method, right? Understood or not? If you are not understanding this, if else nobody's, because I didn't teach you, but this is how you can develop a logic here, write a code to check whether element is present or not, check whether the title of the page is correct or not, check whether it is how to fetch the text of any elements. If you are working in any like Selenium you are using or rest assured you are using, check the status code is correct or not, right? Extract the response, extract the status code from the response. Like that we can develop, then only learning is easy, right? Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
So this is returning type. Now see, if I will write returning type, let's say if I will write returning type instead of here, if I will write it here, return sum. Let's say I am, because sum I have not used up, so I can return num1 plus num2. Expression at least I can write, expression also I can write num1 plus num2. So directly it will add here, it should return a value. But here it will throw an error because return should be the last statement and it will not be a reachable. Something you will get not reachable type of things, error. See here, say unreachable statement, sum. Can you see that? Unreachable. So at the end, we should write the return statement. This one. Either you write this or you can write this one also. This one also. Directly expression also you can execute. See here, 500. Is it okay? Did you understand? Either you write this expression or write this, but more readability good if you write some, because already result is stored in some. Why you are again adding these two numbers, simply wasting line of code. Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
So this part is clear or not clear? Tell me.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now here, let's say here you write, let's say long. Now go here. You can do this R&D while practicing. Now see, incompatible type, possibly lossy conversion from long to int. See, it is returning integer value, but you have defined as a long. How can we convert integer into long directly, right? So it is trying, boss, he is losing his existence, right? Let's say if you are converting 1 kilogram into 1 liter, definitely their precision will be lost or not. Their magnitude will be lost or not, 100 or 200 grams. Same way, it should return long and you are trying to return integer. So it's saying in the error, possibly lossy conversion from long to int. So make sure while returning, your returning type of the with return keyword and returning type of method, both should be same. Both should be same. That is first thing. Returning type of method and result type should be same. Should be same type. Okay. This you should take care. And parameters. What are the things you have to see? These parameters. Whatever parameters, as I told you, order of parameter, number of parameters, and order of parameters, number of parameters, and What is the types of parameter? Everything should be same while you are calling the argumented method. Everything it should be same. Okay. Here I can write. Again, I am writing number of parameter, order of parameter, and type of parameter should be same while calling the method. Okay. This point is clear or not? Guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Don't
Yes.
know. Today, very less students are there. I don't know. Okay. Gradually, they will leave. Stomach is full. Now, the twist here is, see, to call the returning type method, we are storing into some variable, right or not? And then we are printing the output, correct? Is it okay or not okay? This is what I told. Did you understand? How are you printing the returning type method result? You are storing into some variable this result, for whatever the outcome is coming here, and then you are printing this, right?
Yes.
Now, for returning type, directly, without using these two lines, directly I can call the returning type method directly. Like here, directly I can call this method using system.out.println. What is the method name? st.isElement. Directly you can call returning type method using SOP statement. And you can get the same result. Directly you can call. See here. Directly. So what is there? What is the note here? We can call a returning type of method directly from SOP statement. See here. See, I have commented these two lines. Directly you can call and you will get the same result. For each element present, same thing you can do for add two numbers also. But I am taking only one example. Just go here. Okay, something I did mistake. Int add two num 200, 300. Int result. What is the error? Int num1, 2 and num.
It says the long and integer. You need to change it back to integer.
I have changed to long.
Yes, you need to change it back to integer. One of the methods.
This one.
Yes.
It's still long. Yes.
Okay. Now you go compile. Good. Oh. So see here, I got the same result. Can you see that? Even for add two numbers also, you can do that. Same thing. For adding two numbers also, you can do the same thing. Instead of writing these two lines of code, this one and this one, simply you can write this line. See, you can now break this program and you can see the output. So here also, what you can do? You can just call this method directly, returning type method. Right? And you will get the same result. Can you see that? Are you getting same result or not?
Yes, sir.
Now, finally, this you know, but can we call non-returning type method using system.out.println? Okay, these two are non-returning type, correct? So, answer is we can not call non-returning type method, non-returning method from SOP statement. Why? Because see, this is not returning. This method is not giving any result to main method, right? So that's why he's telling if you are not giving me any result, it means that this method is getting executed there itself, where it's getting called, because it is not returning anything. So how can I print their values here? Correct. This show method, if you come here, it is doing his job here only, and it is not returning anything to the main column, right? No output is displayed here. No output is displayed here. In main method, no output is coming in main method, right? So how he can display the result using SOP? There is no outcomes, nothing. That's why you will get an error, void types not allowed. Void type not allowed. Okay. So if you will try to call this, here you try to call this. Try to call this non-returning method. st dot. So just try this. It will throw error. Void type not allowed. Okay. See here. Can you see this? This is the error. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So void type method we should not call. One second. Hello. Oh, good morning. 9:30, sir. Still I am in training. Okay. 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 Right. So here you see this we cannot do like that. Understood, everyone?
Yes. Sir.
Yes.
This is how we can do methods and all. So Control A, Control C. First practice this. Now method part is clear. Why, how can we call argumented, non-argumented? Can you do this?
Yeah.
Can you break this program into 7, 8 scenarios? See, 7, 8 scenarios is there, if you will find. What are the 7, 8 scenarios? What are the 7, 8 scenarios? How to call method. How to call non-return, how to define non-returning type. How can we call non-returning and argumented method, right? And argumented. Same, how to store or how to print the output of non-returning type, non-returning or returning type, non-returning type. Same thing for returning type. Now place how to call returning type. How to call returning and argumented method. How to print the output of returning type using some variable. How to print direct output from main using SOP. Call non-returning with SOP. Right. Change the negative scenario, change the returning type and result of method. Try to compile and execute. Right? Correct? No? Is it okay? I think
Yes.
8-9 scenario you can do. Place return type, place return keyword, place return keyword in the beginning and execute. See there. Right? So all programs are here, project. One by one, you go and do that. Understood? Is it okay?
Yes.
Anything else which I can help you? Anything? If you didn't understood, tell me. I have some 4 or 5 minutes of time. I can help you. He is calling to someone. So yes, guys, anything, tell me you want to ask. So method, now you will be more comfortable while using methods. Till now I was calling the methods and I was telling you, right? क्लास में थी थोड़ा देर के बाद बात करते हैं. Is it okay? If you will say yes or no, then only I will proceed now. Do you have any question?
No, sir.
No, sir. So quick one. For
Yeah.
public static, static in this sense, it's you say it's a data type, right? Based on how you define the method.
Yeah. This is predefined method, and this is also a method. See, now you can understand the meaning of. So main is a method name, void is a non-returning type. A static means it can be accessed from anywhere. Means a static means at the time of loading the class only, this method will get loaded. Public means it can be accessed from anywhere. That is the meaning of main method, right? And it is a predefined method. This is the name of main method. This is not, it does not return anything to anywhere. Whoever will call main method from where, if you are calling main something, it will not return anything, right? But who is calling JVM? Who is the caller for main method? Caller of main method. Who is calling main method? You know? Who is the caller? See, for all this method, who is the caller? For all this method, who is the caller?
Main method.
Main method. Now, who is the caller of main method? Who calls main method? This is a very good interview question. JVM. Caller of main method. Good question, Bonnie. So, see here. Main and method, while defining your own method, you can write as per your requirement, whether you want to use a static, non, these all are non-static methods. You can use a static based on your requirement. If you want to make it a static or something, you can make it. Now it depends on you all, how you use. based on your requirement. Yes, Bonnie?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Yeah. So main method is caller for all user-defined methods. And who is calling main method? JVM. So it does not return anything to JVM. Okay, it's a non-returning type main method. Now someone in interview earlier, they at least 3-4 years of experience, they used to ask, can you please explain me the main method of Java? So main is a method name, void is a keyword, means it's a non-returning type. It does not return anything to JVM. A static at the time of loading the class, when JVM starts loading the class, this main will get loaded first, and public means it can be accessed from anywhere. Right? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't worry. Be patient. You will be master gradually. I'll open the eyes in Selenium. Then I will start relating all things. And based on this data, I will try to give you the examples. Then Selenium, you don't have to remember. You have to use that. Then you can develop a framework gradually. So in Selenium, I will be teaching collections. I will be teaching arrays. I will be teaching all control flow statement, then exceptional handling, file handling. And with the day when I will teach those things, same examples I will teach with the UI Selenium. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
So I think we are done. Wish you all happy weekends. Practice, 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 and then come back. See, static I taught, non-static. Practice at least 10 scenarios. In method also practice at least 10 scenarios. Try to create some reusable method like is element present or adding two numbers, or create one method which will give you the result of even numbers, odd numbers, and simply call that method, pass the input, it will give you the result. Whether the number is even or odd, or what is the factorial of a number. These things you can create a method, call this method, pass your input simply, okay, I want a factorial of 5. Simply call the method with 5. It will give you the result of factorial of 5. Pass any number, let's say 23. It should tell, method should tell whether it is odd or even, right? Check. Like that, you can create the logics as a reusable method, and from main you keep on calling based on your requirement. It will give you the result. Or any class who wants these methods to be used in their lines, simply they can create an object of this student class and they can call this method, right? Understood or not understood? Tell me.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Yes.
Yes.
Now you can become a very smart automation tester. Okay then. Bye guys. Let's meet on Monday.
Thank you.
Fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a
Priya.
good weekend. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Wish you all same. Happy weekends.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
అంతే ఆల్రెడీ వేసిన ఇప్పుడు ఆగదు కొంచెం తాగేద్దాంలే आएगा हमारा एक बहुत रागा कुछ ఎక్కువ పాలకాడ వస్తుందేగా పాలకాడ ఇచ్చారా వాడి నుంచి వాడు పట్టుకుంటా నేను అట్టుకొస్తా చెక్కడమేగా మధ్య అవసరం లేగా ఓ వాళ్ళ నుంచే పట్టు పట్టు 7 దాకా ఆల్రెడీ అయితే చెక్కడమేగా దుద్దలు పక్క మధ్య అవసరం లేగా